purport. Right, so reading from 11th chapter, shloka number 52. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sudurdasham idam rupam drishtavan asiyan mama deva api asya rupasya nityam darshanakankshinaha. Shloka once again. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sudurdasham idam rupam drishtavan asiyan mama deva api asya rupasya nityam darshanakankshinaha. Yes. The translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is dear." Yes. So let's go for the purport, which is remaining. Hare Krishna. Yeah, can somebody read the purport? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can I try?
Yes, please.
In Bhagavad Gita 9.11, it is also confirmed, avajananti mam muda manusim tanum ashritam. He is not visible to the foolish persons who deride him. Krishna's body, as confirmed by Brahma Samhita and confirmed by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita, is completely spiritual and full of bliss and eternity. His body is never like a material body, but for some who make a study of Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita or other similar Vedic scriptures, Krishna is a problem. For one using a material process, Krishna is considered to be a great historical personality and very learned philosopher, but he is an ordinary man, and even though he was so powerful, he had to accept a material body. Ultimately, they think that the absolute truth is impersonal. Therefore, they think that from his impersonal feature, he assumed a personal feature attached to material nature. This is materialistic calculation of the Supreme Lord. Another calculation is speculative. Those who are in search of knowledge also speculate on Krishna and consider him to be less important than the universal form of the Supreme. Thus, some think that the universal form of Krishna which was manifested to Arjuna is more important than his personal form. According to them, the personal form of the Supreme is something imaginary. They believe that in the ultimate issue, the absolute truth is not a person, but the transcendental process is described in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, to hear about Krishna from authorities. That is the actual Vedic process, and those who are actually in the Vedic line hear about Krishna from authority, and by repeated hearing about him, Krishna becomes dear. As we have several times discussed, Krishna is covered by his Yoga Maya potency. He is not to be seen or revealed to anyone and everyone. Only by one to whom he reveals himself can he be seen. This is confirmed in the Vedic literature. For one who is a surrendered soul, the absolute truth can actually be understood. The transcendentalist, by continuous Krishna consciousness and by devotional service to Krishna, can have his spiritual eyes opened and can see Krishna by revelation. Such a revelation is not possible even for the demigods. Therefore, it is difficult even for the demigods to understand Krishna. And the advanced demigods are always in hope of seeing Krishna in his two-handed form. The conclusion is that although to see the universal form of Krishna is very, very difficult and not possible for anyone and everyone, it is still more difficult to understand his personal form as Shama Sundara.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Bhavika, for nice reading. The remaining. Do we have more remaining purport?
No, Prabhu. This is it.
Okay. Yeah. See, if you see carefully in this purport, Prabhupada is explaining the three calculations. Three calculations. First one is material calculation. Yes. This is a material calculation of the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada writes it. This is the calculation. This is a materialistic calculation of the Supreme Lord. Another calculation, he explains, is speculative calculation. And the third thing is transcendental. Prabhupada doesn't use the calculation here. He says transcendental process. So in our life, we discuss on these three points today: material calculation, speculative calculation, and transcendental process. Yes, transcendental process. So in the first paragraph of the purport, we were discussing, first of all, to understand, to accept the importance of Krishna consciousness in human life, one needs to have at least a simple faith. If he doesn't have faith, he will not accept, he will not understand. In fact, somebody comes and says, "Hare Baba, why you are wasting your time? Serve Krishna, surrender to Krishna." Ah, who are you to tell me all that? They don't have that small Shraddha. So it is required a small Shraddha. Little Shraddha is at least required to understand, appreciate, to practice Krishna consciousness. The second point, what we discussed from the first part of the purport is, if somebody has a Shraddha, then he will associate with devotees, then he will value the devotees, he will learn the devotion from the devotees, then he will go to temple, take darshan of the Lord, he will take up some services, responsible services to the Lord. Now Prabhupada, after explaining these 2 points, at least Shraddha to required. If one Shraddha is there, the devotee association, then he will value Krishna, he can see Krishna face to face in the temple, in the material world. Then he explains these 3 types of calculations: material calculation, speculative calculation, and transcendental process. See, in the life, all of us we gain knowledge through the senses. So if I touch something, oh, this is my hand. If I touch something, oh, this is laptop. Oh, this is my mobile. Oh, this is a floor. This is a table. Yes. So by touch, we can get understanding. Okay, this is something. By seeing, oh, this is screen. Oh, this is my face. This is my watch. This is a paper. By touch, by not only just by touch, by seeing, I can understand. Okay, this is a table. Just by seeing, also I can understand. Like this, 5 senses, 5 Jnanendriyas, we acquire some knowledge. So that is well and good. Because we have senses, we gain the knowledge, Jnanendriyas. We try to understand with these ears, we hear something, understand. Eyes, we see something, we touch something, we taste something. So we understand. These are Jnanendriyas. Yes. That up to then it is very well and fine. Everybody is going through that. But once it comes to the mind, because the senses, they take the information from the world and gives to its leader. Who's the leader of the 5 senses? Who's the leader of 5 senses? Anybody quickly? Who's the leader of 5 senses? Mind, yes. So these all 5 senses, they gather the information and they give to the mind. Manasu, mind. Not the brain. Huh? They give the information to the mind. Now this is where this kind of things comes. Material calculation, speculative calculation, transcendental process. These 3 things comes in the mind part, in the part of the mind. So mind, we are carrying this mind from the time immemorial. We are carrying this mind from time immemorial. We as the spirit souls, this mind is there always with us. Sometimes different varieties. So there is something called mindset. I hope you all know this. There is something called skill set, mindset. Yes. The set means there is something called toolkit in the market. You will get in the toolkit, you will find a screwdriver, nut and bolt, the different parts in a toolkit. Similarly, this is a mindset where this mindset, it takes the information and it understands in a particular way, in a very specific particular way. We get this mindset from the past life. We get this mindset from our circumstances, how we lived from our childhood onwards. We get this mindset from our parents. We get this mindset by our education, the circumstances which we lived in. So these all frame our mindset. Yes, these all frame our mindset. So person who is addicted to money, money minded, he's called money minded. His mind only thinks about the money. He walks, while he's walking, he thinks about the money. While he's sleeping, he thinks about the money. When he's eating, he thinks about the money. All the time he's thinking about the money. How to gain more and more and more money. So this whole mind is framed in a such a way that he always thinks about the money. Even if he sees, while he's walking on the road, if he sees one nice Rolls Royce car, he will immediately think, oh, how much cost it will be? He's always thinking about the mind. Now, this same mind, this is a mindset. Everybody has a particular way of thinking, feeling, believing, particular way of having a set of thoughts. Yes. So these persons, they always have their own specific ways. Some people, they have money-minded. Some people, they are intoxicated. They want every time some drugs. Their whole mind setup is done like that. Someone's mindset is prepared for the fame, name. I want to become popular. I want to become popular. Somebody's mindset is prepared for the sexual desires. Somebody's mindset is prepared, formed, framed for specific purpose. Everybody's have that. And this mind also have mood swings. Mind also have mood swings. Sometimes it is very cool and calm. Sometimes it's very rapid and quite fast. Sometimes it is very dull and ignored. Mind has mood swings. It always changes mood. That also depends on the circumstances, people around us, people, what we are seeing, what kind of information our senses are giving. That depends on it. So this mind has a particular set. So the first calculation is material calculation. They will never understand the truth. The truth means you may think, oh, you are speaking about truth, Prabhu. You have some particular setup, that's why you are taking that as a particular truth. No, I will come to that in the third process. That is the process of the transcendental process. So person who is in materialistic calculation, who has a setup, mind is a material setup. His mind is always thinking about the all material things. Now, what is a material thing? Material thing is sense gratification. We have all the 5 senses. So leader is thinking, let me satisfy my tongue, because my servant, leader, his mind is thinking, okay, my tongue wants to satisfy, let me satisfy my tongue. Let me satisfy my skin. Let me satisfy my eyes. So leader is always thinking to satisfy the senses, subordinates. So in this way, this whole mindset is prepared just to satisfy the senses, just to satisfy the mind. Mind is saying something, hey, do this, let's do this. So materialistic person who has a materialistic mindset, he always calculates how I will be enjoying with my senses, with my body. How I will enjoy, how I will enjoy. So this is very, very gross. Try to understand, it's very, very gross. Even animals also on that level. Animals also, they think always, where is my food? Where is my bed? Where is my part? Always these animals also, they think just like materialistic calculation. They have mindset which is a materialistic mindset. Completely on gross level, completely on material level. The second level, I hope you are able to catch, you are able to follow me, right? Prashantu, is it clear? I mean, is it making some sense?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah. So the next level is speculative calculation. So this mind is little advanced, not just thinking for the sense gratification, not just thinking for the gross, just like animalistic life, but this mind is little mature. This mind setup, this framework is little mature. So this mind, it speculates. Speculates means it is like, okay, what is the use? Every day we are eating, so let me stop eating. Sometimes you must have felt this. Hardin, every day I'm eating, why I have to eat? Every day I'm sleeping, why I'm sleeping? Why I'm sleeping? Why? So everywhere there are problems. Where is the solution? People, there are some people who are atheistic, some people theistic, there are some people humanist. No, there are different varieties of people in society. The speculative mind also thinks, oh, why there are so many varieties of people? Why there are so many people? Everybody has their own feelings. So speculative, this person, he always thinks but sometimes he ends up in materialistic way also. He comes down to the gross level. Speculative level is on mental level, mental platform. This is a little good mental platform. So this person is always speculating what will happen, how it will happen. If you suggest some plan to him, he will tell, no, ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, ऐसा करना चाहिए. No. If you do like this, there will be problems like this. He is always speculating. Such a person, he cannot, of course, he rises from the gross level, but still he's stuck up with his own thought process. Still he's stuck up with his own thought process. His way of thinking, he's stuck up with that. He cannot think in other dimensions. He's stuck up with his own way of looking at it. This is a speculative calculation. He doesn't understand anything. He himself keeps speculating. He doesn't approach, he doesn't come to any conclusion. Another point to be noted from this speculative calculation. He doesn't come to any conclusion. He just speaks speculative. You know, you must have seen these armchair speculators. Prabhupada uses this word. Means they will sit on the chair. The chair, it keeps moving front and back, front and back, front. This, you see how I'm moving, front and back. The person is thinking, oh, I'm going to somewhere. I will go to get something like that. But no, he's keep moving front and back, front and back, front and back. The person also who is in is on speculative level, speculative calculation. He always try to do something, but still stays back there only. He still stays back there only. Such kind of person. Of course, materialistic calculation, these people, they end up in a animalistic life. Speculative calculation people, they end up nowhere. They just stay back there only. Wherever they are, they stay there only. And speak speculative, keep speculating. That's how speculative people. The problem with these two calculations is materialistic calculation, this is gross sense gratification, animalistic life. They never see something beyond their life. Oh, there is something called knowledge. There are some good qualities which I can imbibe in our life. They don't see that. They never see that. Speculative people, they go little beyond it. Okay, they will understand, oh, there is something called knowledge, there is something called ignorance, there is something called light, there is something called darkness. So I should go towards light or something like that. They will keep speculating, but they know a little bit moral levels, moral values, human values. So these two kinds of people, they can never come to any conclusion. Materialistic people, they keep speculating their life. No, materialistic people, they will keep living like animalistic life. Whatever the days, whatever happens, let it happen. Let me enjoy, let me enjoy, let me enjoy. Like animals. Speculative people, they never come to any conclusion. So these people, materialistic calculation, they are called in Sanskrit karmis. Okay, they are called karmis. Speculative people, they are called as jnanis. Yes, Prashant, you may note this point, 2 points. Materialistic people, they are called karmis. Speculative people, they are called jnanis. Now, to understand the absolute truth, to come to a conclusion in the life, one should follow the transcendental process that is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashtena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshana. You should go to expert person. Don't just stay wherever you are staying. Don't just speculate whatever you want to speculate. Approach the expert. If you want to become a Olympics champion, you should approach someone who is trainer. You should go to training. If you want to gain something, learn something, you want to become expert in particular field, you should go to expert in that field and learn from him. You should pay your fees. But in the Vedic times, it is not a fees, you should serve. So now, by karmis, by jnanis, they can never understand the truth with their senses, with their mind, speculative mind. Only people who are hearing from expert people, who are learning from expert people, they can learn the truth. Yes, so that's a Vedic process. We should keep repeatedly, we should keep hearing from a bona fide spiritual master, authorities. What is a life? How life works? How it works? What happens after death? Why people are suffering more? Lot of people are suffering. Why people are working hard? Why people are facing a lot of troubles in their life? How can I keep a full stop for all these problems? A gentleman, he thinks. He thinks just like speculative people. They think. This gentleman also he thinks, but he doesn't figure out his own solutions.
Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't figure out his own solutions. He approaches the expert person and he learns from him. That is what transcendental process Prabhupada is mentioning in this shloka, in the purport. So one should tad vijnanartam sagurum yeva vigachet. If anybody is looking for a transcendental knowledge, vijnana, you should approach spiritual master. Yes, that's how it works. So I always tell this. There are 3 types of knowledge. Anybody remember 3 types of knowledge? Anybody remember 3 types of knowledge which I mentioned generally? One is received knowledge. You read some books, you watch some YouTube videos, you browse some websites, you heard from your teachers, so and so and so and so. So you got some received knowledge. You received some knowledge. Second thing is realized knowledge. The first thing is received knowledge. It is just information for you. Second thing is realized knowledge. Okay, you learned something and you implemented in your life and you realized that yes, this is true, this is true, this is true. Okay. First thing is received knowledge, realized knowledge, and then third thing is revealed knowledge. Yes, acquired knowledge or received knowledge. Yes, acquired knowledge, realized knowledge, and revealed knowledge. So revealed knowledge we get from transcendental process. It is not that just like karmis, they are enjoying their sense gratification. The devotees, they do the best actually. They can really enjoy sense gratification. How? Because they choose the master of senses, not the mind. They choose Krishna as the master of all the senses. Because Krishna is called Rishikesha. So materialistic people, the karmis, they choose mind as the master of the 5 senses. But the devotees, they choose Krishna as the master of all the senses. So they will try to satisfy the Krishna. In that process, they will automatically get enjoyed. That's very simple. So this is the karmis. So devotees, the bhaktas are more wonderful, more glorious, more happy than just karmis and jnanis. So in this way, the transcendental process really works compared to materialistic calculation, speculative calculation. Even to understand, not only just understand the life and its format, transcendental process also helps us to understand about Krishna, how to end this problematic life, go back home, back to Godhead.